let's roll. Well, Liam, first of all, then, in between matches post Hull, injury-wise, how are you looking?
Yeah, a few bumps and bruises from Tuesday night at Hull going into the game. So it's been a bit frustrating, but tried to get on the stadium today with the training ground being out of order. So we've got some work in, which has been good. So fingers crossed we can be really energetic and active tomorrow against Watford.
Are you confident that those that do have those bumps and bruises will be around tomorrow?
There's a few touch and go at the minute. We've still got 24 hours, so we'll watch this space with a couple.
Morrison, obviously as an absentee, how is he?
Again, he's played a lot of games, hasn't he? Over the Christmas period, coming back from an injury. So we're very conscious of, obviously the age as well and the turnaround in games. So, it's been great that he's been forever present since I've been in the building, because it's been a shining light, and fingers crossed he'll stay like that till the end of the season.
But it's nothing untoward with him. It's just management.
Yeah, just management with Mozzie.
I noticed this week you've been talking about sort of fitness and health and fitness of the players, and that it kind of got me thinking about looking ahead. So when you and the club are profiling the types of players that you want to bring in for next season, whether you will be reticent to take the gambles that clearly that have had to have been made here at Rotherham United versus players who have clearer injury records.
I think you've got to make decisions right for the football club at the time. It's certainly made clear to myself coming in the building.
I feel you're winning that battle then with the off the field stuff that we won't see in terms of culture and day to day.
There's a lot of off the field things that people don't see in football management that go on, regular. And this football club, I think it's probably 2 years worth that we need to change round, and a culture that needs to be pushed forward, and an environment that needs to to change to grow into a successful one, and that's why I'm here. Like I said, the future that will certainly turn our attention to. Rob Scott's on board with it, the owner's on board with it, and we have to evolve as a football club. Over the years that we've been in the Championship to where we want to go. If we want to be a sustainable football club, we have to make really strong, thoughtful, proactive decisions, and that's what we'll do.
Yeah, and that presumably then involves work on the training ground, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. The players working on the training ground.
Yes, absolutely.
And could that happen as early as this summer?
You'd hope so.
However significant that is.
Yeah, you'd hope so. It's obviously timings and everything else, because it's important whether you want to train at a level, you want your fitness levels to be at a level, or you want to play a trade, or you want to recruit. Your environment's got to be everything. I'm a big one about your habits and your culture and your environment. We're an elite learning environment. We're in a really privileged position in this football pyramid within the English game, and we have to make sure our facilities are up to that as well. And like you say, the owner's well on board. Paul Douglas and Rob Scott and myself will try and push it forward as much as we can.
Fine margins type of game the other night against Hull City. What did you see in that to take out of the performance against Hull to Watford?
Yeah, listen, we want to be proactive. We want to give a good account of ourselves all the time. We take the pitch every time we come into work. Like you said, I thought we started the game extremely well. We had a couple of chances to go 2-0 up, which I think then will give us that belief to grow into the game. But again, you've got to be really mindful of the quality that they bring on, and I'd never really go after anybody for individual errors. It's how we react and how we grow as a football team. But the first goal really knocked us a little bit. But going into another game, that's what football's about. You've got a really good chance to go into another competitive game against another good team, and go against them toe to toe, and that's what we'll do Saturday.
It's become a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek discussion as to whether Philogene deserved the goal that he scored, or whether it should have been marked down as an own goal, regardless of its obvious frustrations that it went in for Hull. What do you think several days after the event?
I think, listen, from a technicality, it's an own goal, but I think because of the technique that was used, it becomes a really, really outstanding bit of skill and a goal. I think if it was just a normal cross with a left foot or a right foot, I think it'd have gone down as an own goal. But because of the technique and the the expression within the action. I think it's probably correct to give him it.
So Watford then as a challenge under Valerian Ismail, what do they bring to the New York on Saturday?
I think, listen, you don't have to really look far, do you? Watford have been a really strong Premier League club for a lot of years. They carry, such individual talent, around the squad, not just in the starting 11, as most Championship clubs do. Individually, they're very good. Collectively, we think we can, impose ourselves on the game like we did on Tuesday in large parts and many other games since I've been here. We just need that confidence in the final third to not only go 1-0 up, but go and take the game to them and go 2-0 up and like you say, try and get them victories.
Because one might imagine that from a confidence perspective, they're not flying right now. They've not had a win for 4 or 5 matches. Good time to play them?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd never shirk away from any challenge. We've just played Leicester, Leeds, Southampton, etc., who are doing really well at the other end of the spectrum. So, you know what I'm like. Every challenge in the Championship is a really good one, a really strong one. So, we've got to meet it head on. We've got to, give a real good, a strong account of ourselves, and we've got to make sure we can sustain the levels that are needed within the Championship. And that's not just the starting 11. That's the lads who come on the pitch, and that's the staff included. The fans are obviously a big bonus for us at our place because they give us that energy and that work ethic that we need to get positive results.
Fans and indeed reporters who followed Valerian Ismail's teams at Barnsley will have an idea of that type of football, and they were direct at the time, and they used the players that they had to their advantage. Are they similar, if you like, at Watford? Do they go about their play differently?
Yeah, I think he's very different to when he was at Barnsley. Definitely, more of a 4-3-3, wide players, individual talent, trying to play through the thirds. But again, very good coach. Very very talented individuals that they've got within the team. So we expect a really tough game, but it's one that we're looking forward to. Thank you very much, Andy. Have a good weekend. Thank you.
Hi, Liam.
Dave, how are you?
Mate, I'm fine. Yeah, just rewinding back a bit. I mean, you came into the job with your eyes widely open. Has it been more challenging you thought, or is this full on what you expected before you said yes?
I think the footballing side's been exactly what we expected. I think with the whole organisation, with certainly how I want to see things, how I look at football and football clubs. There's been many things that have been brought to my attention that we need to address and move forward. There's roles changing. Obviously, Rob's gone into his new role. Obviously there's me and Rob Kelly who's just come in the building for a matter of weeks. Learning and working with different people. And like you say, we've found some really good people at the football club as well. So we've got to give our experience and lend our experience to them to make sure that we grow as a staff into the players, into the recruitment and into the playing side of things, to then ultimately and fundamentally that the environment becomes an elite working one, which is what we want.
I spoke the other day about maybe becoming a more possession-based team as time goes on. Obviously, that's going to evolve in it. You can't do that in a matter of weeks or even months. It has to come in time.
Yeah, absolutely. And it comes with a process and a profile. I think, listen, wherever I've been, most managers, I think if you get, the transfer windows that you need to evolve and get that belief within the playing squad and the backing from the owners, etc., you'll be successful. Like I said, the kind of you're always judged on what you do when you leave the building. And again, like I just previously said to Andy, the future's really an indication of the past, and if that goes anything by, well then the future looks good for Rotherham, because we'll put things in place and we'll expect a really strong possession-based athletic team on the pitch in a matter of months.
Yeah, that's correct, because the Rotherham DNA, if you like, the Rotherham way, it's been a direct Manhattan way in the past. It doesn't mean that has to be the future. Having different styles helps.
Oh, listen, I think there's always certainly a fundamental, process within that. I think the minimum is required that we work hard and wear the shirt with pride, and we make sure we're fitter, if not as fit as our opposition, and we can handle the Saturday, Tuesday levels that we need to be successful, and that comes with time. That comes with, like you say, with recruitment. That comes with people pulling in the same direction, which is ultimately my job to make sure we do that.
This is a question sometimes asked this time of year. Have you set a points target?
No, I think, like you say, I knew the challenge when I came into the building on the pitch. There's a lot off the pitch that has come to my attention that I've had to obviously lend a hand to and kind of put on the back burner, so to speak, and all work with right now. Because it's like you say, in any organisation, there's certain things that need addressing in the short term. There's medium term and there's a long term. So, I think it'd be unfair on the players to where they were when I came in to set a points target. I think we've just got to be really conscious of our next challenge, and which is Watford on Saturday.
Okay, last thing, Cameron Humphrey's back in the side this week, and he looks a quality operator. What's your impressions of him in the short time you worked with him?
Yeah, listen, you can see the qualities that Cameron's got. It's important that he's been out for a long time. So with a big injury, and he's worked terrifically hard to get back. He's a big part of the group on the pitch and off the pitch. So to have him back's a bonus. We've still got a few lads out injured who we're trying to work as hard as possible to be back in there. And the squad's it's a really hard working and together squad. So we'll try certainly try our best in every game, and Saturday be no different.
Well, with the lads were obviously a bit disappointed with the result on Tuesday after putting so much into it against Hull. Just sort of speak about your reflections on that game firstly.
Yeah, I think it was obviously really disappointing with the end result, but I think it's important that we try and focus on the positives, especially first half and beginning of the second half. I think we created quite a lot of chances, and on another day I think the result might have been different.
You say that the result might have been different on another day. You did go toe-to-toe with a team that are pushing towards a playoff place, so if anything, even though the result aside, that can give the lads a little bit of belief going into these next run of games.
Yeah, I think so, yeah, because we have had a difficult run playing against some of the bigger teams in the division, and this weekend's no different.
Yeah, so Watford, the next challenge, obviously, they're another team up towards the top of the table. What do you sort of make of them?
Yeah, obviously they've got a lot of well-known players that have played in the Premier League, but I don't think they're in the best of form. So hopefully we can capitalise on that and take the game to them.
We have made the ASL New York Stadium a tough place to come. All right, results haven't gone our way in the last sort of few weeks, but no team ever leaves here thinking that they've had an easy game, do they? And I suppose it's just trying to continue that.
Yeah, I just think it's important that we keep remembering who we are and keep trying to put the teams under as much pressure as possible. And if they do get a result here, at least know they've had to work hard for it, but I'm confident we can get a positive result this weekend.
I don't know if you're someone that looks at the league table or not, or reads too much into it. You may have heard or not that there is a little bit of a gap that's developed between ourselves and the teams above us. For you, is it a case of looking at that, or just trying to take it one game at a time and just seeing where we get to?
I think most players just kind of look at the next game, but we're not thick. We obviously know the situation that we're in, and we know it's not looking good. But again, leading up to the weekend, we can just concentrate on ourselves and just make sure we all put 100% in, which we have done this season, and just hope that we maybe start to get a little bit of luck.
And it is a team that's still fighting, isn't it? I mean, you saw the reaction to the Hull goals. I mean, there was nobody that was not slumped on the floor or looking down about it. So that there is still plenty of fight left in this team, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and we'll guarantee that until the